Welcome to it, sports fans. The MKT show. I am MKT, the person who the show is named after. It feels good to be me. Good to be with you. Good day all around. Had a great workout today. Feeling good. Just a good old day, huh? Good old day being 6 feet above ground. Welcome to it. Hey, great guest today. Great guest. Unfortunately, he supports the Stormers in Western Province and the Crusaders, which is a wild and aggressive move. But we'll sort that out with him. Hey, future Paralympian. Hopefully he wins a couple of gold medals. It would be nice to call him a friend. Probably the type of guy you want. If you're like me, never achieved anything, probably want to hang around with a multiple SA champ. We'll talk about this guy. A unit, an absolute unit of a man, has been dominating the SA scene for the last 8 years or so. Cannot wait. Kerwin Noemdo. Don't let the spelling fool you. Kerwin Noemdo. Really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. Got a fierce beard. But for now, I'm MKT, joined by Dave. You can't see Dave, but he's the guy who puts it all together. Great to be with you. CliffCentral Sport, Big Shot Media, and the MKT show. This guy here, MKT show. Gareth Cliff's over there. Social distancing, as you can see, miles away. Look, that's actually Gareth Cliff, and he is just a he's a tiny little man. A tiny little man. Gareth Cliff, MKT show. Let's get going. What we're talking about tonight, listen, it is really, really important in life to know your place, right? So we're going to talk about West Ham. We're going to talk about Spurs. People are talking about who's going to get sacked first. We'll start off with that, and then we'll get into Kerwin, and of course we'll take questions after that. We've got such a great show. We've got such a great guest. We're going to have plenty to talk about. Let's just get straight into it. So here's the thing. All relationships, friendships, mom, dad, you, mom, you, dad, whatever it may be, it's all about order. I know we live in this time where people want to express themselves, and it's all about order. You got to know your place. Everybody must know their place. And when there isn't order, there is chaos. The old saying is, law is order, right? And good law is good order. If there is no order in relationships and people don't know their place, just like the West Ham board, this happens. Mark Noble, and I've always said it, the most important person at any football club is the captain. I don't care which football club you're at. If you got the captain right, the rest forms around him. You can't teach leadership, I'm afraid. You can teach some of the skills, but people will gravitate to who they want to. Look at kids. You go and look at a bunch of kids. There's always one or two, a girl, a guy, everybody gravitates. Doesn't matter how they look. It's a personality thing. You got to have that juice. Can't teach that. So Mark Noble said he is gutted and angry and sad that Grady has left the club. Great kid, great future. Listen, I said it to you yesterday. Mark Noble is West Ham. The board do not want to get in a fight with Mark Noble. He's the most important figure right now at West Ham. They're in a tussle now to keep Chelsea's grubby paws, for lack of a better term, off their next guy. Chelsea let him go at 14, but at Declan Rice, he's the future of West Ham. And if they're going to sell him, let it be next season. Mark Noble already not happy. So you've got the board against the guy. Now you have a serious problem because the fans are now out on the board and the guy is with the fans. What does that mean? There's no order. There's no order. This doesn't work. And here's why I'm telling you this. It's chaos now at West Ham. And in life, I don't care how talented you are. If you come into chaos, it takes extreme talent to come into chaos and overcome it, right? But in life, only very few people can overcome chaos. Very few people can overcome chaos. You need exceptional talent. And, this week, I was looking at a list of the most likely managers to get sacked in the English Premier League. And my eyes nearly popped out of my head because the media is nuts, right? They get emotional. They're trying to create storylines. Listen, let's look at this list and tell me what you think of it, because I think the media has gone insane. I think they've got one right and they've got one horrendously wrong. Right, so David Moyes is the most likely man to be sacked, according to TalkSport and their odds. But 3 down is a man called Jose Mourinho at Tottenham. Now, this is where are you kidding me right now? Great ability means you're more likely to overcome chaos. And also in every relationship, it matters what the partner's like. So David Moyes couldn't make it work at Man United. That's the most stable place in the world. You got all the money in the world. Couldn't make it work at Real Sociedad. I mean, listen, Moisey, if you can't make it work at Man United and then Real Sociedad, it stops maybe being the football clubs, it starts to be you. I think the United thing, it's like any good heavyweight. Right? Once you've been knocked out once, you're never the same again. I think that's what's happened to Moyes. And now he has to come and deal with no confidence, with chaos. Don't work. It don't work. So here's the comparison, right? There's 2 men that are being compared right now. And I put them side to side, Jose Mourinho and David Moyes. There's no comparison here. Let me tell you the difference. Jose Mourinho at Tottenham is going to work. I know it makes people sick, but it's going to work. You know why? Because his partner is perfect for him. Daniel Levy, background. And I don't care what you say about Daniel Levy. He's given every single manager every opportunity to succeed with realistic goals. You've never heard Levy say, we have to go and win now. He gave Pochettino time. He gave Harry Redknapp time. He gave them all time. Jose Mourinho is going to get the time. And I'll tell you why it's perfect. Mourinho gets to be the bad guy. Levy gets to be the guy in the background. It's perfect. David Moyes is already a shot fighter, and now he's got to come into chaos. He can barely manage a football club, and now he's got to try and manage a board. Jose Mourinho, all he has to do, football manager. And one thing that's clear about Daniel Levy is he is ruthless. He will cut you. He will cut you. He doesn't care. So he'll always go with the club. He'll always go with the manager. Mourinho will get time. These players won't get time. So this is so stupid to say he's 4th in line to be sacked. If Mourinho comes top 6 this season, there is absolutely no way he gets sacked. David Moyes, on the other hand, I'm afraid he doesn't have the talent to overcome the chaos at West Ham. Comparing these 2 situations is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Listen, I come from a relatively calm family. I come from divorce, right? But my childhood, great. Both my parents, really calm people, relatively speaking, middle class. So for me, I come from a stable home. For somebody who doesn't come from a stable home, to now ask them to go and be also in a chaotic relationship. So David Moyes has almost just come out of a chaotic home at Real Sociedad. Man United fired him. It's just been horrible. The media was horrible to him. It's been a disaster the last 6 or 7 years. Now he must come into chaos again. If you're born, right, in a chaotic home, generally you try and avoid that. Because that's going to trigger all sorts of stuff. And we know how things go wrong there. Chaos, it's a mess. Dave Moyes is gone. I mean, that is a shambles. That situation, relationships don't work when it's chaos and chaos. Think of some of your friends. Everybody knows a friend where you think she's always boozed up and, I don't know, he's, jumping from job to job. It doesn't work. Somebody has to be a stabilizer. Jose Mourinho, the bad guy, highly accomplished. He can overcome the little bit of chaos at Tottenham right now because he's got tremendous skill. He knows how to build a team. He's built 3 dynasties. Right? Chelsea, Madrid, Porto. He's built 3 dynasties. He understands what it takes. David Moyes is a shot fighter. He's a wreck. And West Ham even worse. And he doesn't have the talent to overcome that. Couldn't make it at Man United. Real Sociedad, disaster. Hey, divorced once, divorced twice, that's okay. Divorced the 3rd time, that's a you problem. So stop comparing these 2 things. They're not comparable. Jose Mourinho is going to work at Tottenham. They share the same philosophy. Brutal, do it my way, you do it our way. Daniel Levy doesn't bend for anybody. Look at what he did with Gareth Bale. Real Madrid didn't bully Tottenham into anything. He's never been bullied into a sale. They are very, very similar personalities in that sense. People always say this, opposites attract. It's absolute rubbish. Stop reading Oprah's magazines. That's absolute nonsense. And if you believe in that nonsense, where you believe in chakras as well, maybe that's why you're alone and unhappy. Opposites don't attract. You want people that are similar to you, stable, calm, adult-like. Share your goal, short, midterm, long-term. That's in friendships. That's across the board. Don't give me opposites attract. What you have in West Ham and David Moyes, complete opposites. Right? A club that wants to be on the rise and a manager who is on the way out. Tottenham, perfect. Brutal manager. Do it my way. Do it our way. Owner, do it our way. Do it my way. Spurs are going to work. Mourinho's going to work. Just because you hate him, let it go, people. And the media are ridiculous for pumping this narrative that Mourinho's going to get fired. Absolutely no go. They'll get rid of the players. They'll get rid of the players. You saw what they did with Pochettino. They let Eriksen go. Like, hey, you don't want to sign a new contract? Get the hell out of here. Adebayor, get the hell out of here. They'll get rid of their top talent. They don't care. Absolutely love them for it. I think the Spurs thing's going to work. Give it 2 years, they'll be top 4. Mourinho's shown now. Like, people must stop denying it. The idiots calling Mourinho washed up. Mourinho's shown now. Give me 2 years, I'll get the squad together. There's no... Mourinho's never failed. No club has he gone to and failed. In life, you are who you are. Moyes, it's over. Jose Mourinho, the show rolls on. Top 4 success at Tottenham. It is success at Tottenham. And Mourinho's not going to hang around for 5 years. He will get them top 4, top 3, top 4. And he didn't fail at United. He took a horrendous squad to second. Won a Europa League. Mourinho's never failed. He's the guy. Tottenham's going to work. Let's let it go. Let's roll on. Dave, before we go to our guest, any questions before we roll on? Glendale says, what are your thoughts on the Aubameyang transfer? Well, from what I understand, he's actually signed, he just signed a new deal today. I think it's ridiculous on his part, but good for Arsenal. I think he's far too good to play for Arsenal. Far, far too good. He really should be at Real Madrid. I mean, Karim Benzema is stealing a living at Real Madrid right now. Karim Benzema should not be at a top 10 side worldwide. I'm sorry. He should be at Everton tops. What is he doing at Real Madrid? They could have Aubameyang. Aubameyang's never really played for a top club. It's sad. It's going to be his career, but c'est la vie. He'll probably have an Alan Shearer-like career. C'est la vie. Congratulations to Arsenal. You've got the best striker in the Premier League currently. Good for you. Good for you. Good match. I think maybe that's his thing. You know, some people, Ben Foster left Man United a couple of years ago. He was going to be the number 1 keeper. And he said, you know what? I'm more into enjoying football than the winning. Because it's different at the top, people. People think Cristiano Ronaldo's life, Leo Messi's life, it's all good. It's not. It is not. Winning is a brutal business. It is brutal. It's corrosive. Mentally, you've got to be a different animal. Because good is not good enough. At Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Man City. Good is not good enough. Maybe Aubameyang's just into enjoying the football. Dortmund, Arsenal, maybe that's his level. We see his lifestyle outside football. He is who he is, and that's cool. And to Aubameyang, if that's what he's saying, is I want to enjoy football. I don't want the pressure of being at Real Madrid. I don't want the pressure of being at Bayern Munich. Right? Lewandowski's under real pressure. Like, that's real pressure. If you don't get 30 goals a season, get the hell out. Get the hell out. And we've seen at Real Madrid, Benzema unable to be the guy. Ronaldo leaves, Bale not playing, disaster. Disaster. Benzema's not the guy. Now they know it. But, of course, the thing about Karim Benzema, and let's be open about it, Karim Benzema is the biggest name, right, in the Arabic world in terms of the economic side. Remember, Emirates is the sponsor of Real Madrid. That's huge. That's why Ozil didn't leave Arsenal. There's a commercial entity to Ozil and Benzema, which allows them to stay at these massive clubs, even though both are, I mean. But yeah, if you're Arsenal, congratulations. because I think it really boosts your chances of being top 7, top 6 this year. You got the best striker in the league. He will guarantee you 20 league goals. He doesn't get injured. Tremendous athlete. Tremendous for the Gunner. Hey, talking about winners. All right, now we're talking about winners. We got a great guest coming up. He's coming up after this. Welcome back to it. Welcome back to it. The MKT show. We're joined by a man who has great aspirations next year. Let's introduce him in the MKT show way. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing made at Paul Roos, perfected at Marty's. He is the shot put and discus record holder at under 16, under 18, under 20 at the open level. He holds the men's record for the F46 category. He's top 10 in the world before coronavirus came and elbow dropped us in 2019. He's the Marty's Para Sportsman of the Year in 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the man who can't get jeans anywhere because the quads are just too dax. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only SA's finest, Kerwin Noemdo. Let's go! Yes! Come on! Come on! How you doing, champ?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
All right, come on. Come on. It's an absolute honor to have you, bro. By the way, that beard is unbelievable. So I can't grow a beard. This is as good as it's getting. How long have you been growing yours?
Well, after school, or first year was the last time I actually saw the skin on my cheeks and chin. But I just keep it in check with a trim every now and then.
Oh, all right. So you're just a grizzly guy, huh?
Well, I'm a thrower, so I guess you have to be.
Hey, so does that make a difference? Because all the throwers seem to have a fierce beard game, huh?
I think it's just another way to try and intimidate your competitors.
Oh, smart. Because if you come there with a little boyish face like mine, guys are like, get the hell out of here. Get that, go get your mommy, little boy. I hear you. That's smart. I hadn't thought of it like that. Hey, Kerwin, come on, bro. Listen, before we get into the reality of, you just dominating for the last 8 years and just crushing the whole world, how much do you bench and squat? Because I just want to tell people, I was looking at your social media and I was like, wait a minute. Are those tree trunks or legs? Like, number one, tell us, how much do you bench and how much do you squat, dude? Wild.
So, well, like you said, before COVID elbowed us in the face. So at the end of my last strength phase, I was benching about 107, maybe 109 kgs. And I was squatting about 230. But that's
kilograms.
Kilograms. But I'm nowhere near that after this 5 months gymless period.
What's your max reps like on that squat? 230.
2 reps, about 2 reps. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is disgusting, dude. That is so wild. 230?
230, yeah.
Oh my God, dude. That's how many people. I'm 73 now. That's so many of me, dude. That's nearly 4 of me. That is insane. insane. But what? Dude, we may need to just end this interview now because that's insane, bro. And so now, how do you even figure out that you can squat that kind of thing? Like, so were you a big young kid, or were you like small, and then there was a time when it was like, oh my goodness, this guy's growing?
Well, so I was never small. If I don't think I can remember that I've been small, but I haven't been super big. I think it's just when I made the shift away from discus more to shot put and focusing more on strength. That's when I started putting on the kgs and trying to push myself in the gym as well.
Hey, that's gonna happen when you can squat a small car. I mean, you like squat a mini. It's unbelievable. Hey, so I've always wondered, right? Like, because I've always, whatever. I mean, here I am. I'm just a sack of bones compared to an elite athlete like you at 73 kilograms. Is there a time when it's like, hey, I can throw stuff really far? Is that something that just comes to you naturally? Or how do you go, oh, wow, that shot put, that discus thing? I kind of want to get into that. Is that something did that grow on you, or did you have heroes? How did you get into that sector of sport?
So actually, it takes me back to between 2008 and 2010, when I just started in the parasport world. I was still playing rugby, obviously, during winter. So I actually started parasport as a sprinter. You wouldn't believe it if you see me now. But then, as the years went on, and I just realized that I'm a bit better in the throwing event, so that's where I'll put my focus.
Oh, dude, that's gonna happen. You probably should have stayed with the sprinters. Imagine how you'd crush them in the gym, dude. So were you just starting to crush? Because the sprinters, I mean, they're powerful guys, but 220? Are you kidding me, dude? That's so. Hey, do you know what? If I was you, bro, that is such a flex. Do you have like a 220 t-shirt? Like, I'd get that t-shirt and wear it everywhere. Like, everywhere around Marty's. Just wear it to the shops. Like, I can push 220. Like, shut the hell up. Get out my face. 220, bro.
I'm
230, sorry.
I'm waiting until I can squat the 300. Once I can squat 300, I'll get a t-shirt made and I'll walk around in that t-shirt.
Listen, when you go for the 300 thing, we are going to come and record that, because 300 kilograms, I don't think you understand how big that is, dude. Wow. Yeah, this is the greatest day of my life. I can't believe I actually spoke to somebody that can push 230. So you figured out, okay, the sprinting thing, but this discus thing. So let's maybe jump back. You are a para athlete, and maybe we can get into what that means, and let's maybe explain to people, how is it that you are a para athlete? What happened? Was it something at birth, or what happened there? And then we can get into kind of how you evolved into becoming a Paralympic hopeful.
Okay, yeah. So I am a right arm amputee. So the amputation was caused by congenital defects or at birth. My umbilical cord wrapped around my wrist while I was in my mom's stomach, and then the right hand didn't develop. So after I was born, the doctor, once they saw the deform, then they gave it a couple of months, and then once they saw there was no feeling or I couldn't do anything with it, the doctors decided to amputate, and I guess that's why I'm here. But then, yeah, it happened when I was about grade 7. A woman from our federation approached me to come try out at which was at that time called the Sport for the Physically Disabled trials, and then that's where the journey began.
So that's a really cool point, I think, to start at. Is it would be interesting to hear from your side, because sometimes people look from the outside and it becomes, we want to impose our feelings on somebody like yourself. So you've had your arm amputated, rather than kind of, or maybe I should say, my approach back in the day is, however I feel is probably how you feel. Instead of coming to ask you how you felt about it as a child, do you feel we deal well with what we call, I believe, is the correct term, differently abled athletes now, I think is the term?
I think that's the politically correct term, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, it's like if I'm coming to you as a youngster and how people treated you, do you think people treated you correctly, or how do you think we should approach young people? Because I would imagine you're already sensitive about that. How would you advise people to treat people that are amputees or para athletes as youngsters?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think the best way to approach it is just ask them if they're willing to chat to you. Just ask them if you have any questions, because I mean, getting a question from a young kid or from an adult is better for me than being stared at while I walk down the street or walk down the passage. Because I know, unless the person has a similar disability to you, it's very difficult to relate to them. So I think the best way is just to ask, and most of us are willing to talk about it freely and openly. So
Yeah. I just it's at this stage I'd like to kind of make it clear to you is people are probably not staring at your arm. They are probably looking at your legs. It's like that's Robocop over there. Look at the size of those tree trunks. Is he gonna just kick his way through that door? I'm just a thought. Just a thought, dude. Dude, where do you get jeans? Sorry, like where do you get? Do you shop at Kobus Visa's shop?
if it's big enough for Cobus, it's big enough for me.
but seriously, like, what? Where do you get jeans? There's no way you can get pants that fit around your legs.
So it is quite difficult, usually, but I think with the new skinny trend that came along a couple of years ago, a lot of the jeans have become like a stretch material. So I'd go for the bigger size of the stretch material, so that it usually works.
Whew. Hey, if I owned a jean company, I would definitely have you be our guy, because if it can hold those, then hey, it's gonna work for anybody. So good for you, dude. People. So so you're saying, that's a really interesting way to look at it. Is that, hey, come and talk to us. By the way, we are not these aliens that dropped in. Human beings over here. Come and chat to us. We are not monsters that are going to eat you. And I think that's such a great point, Kerwin, because sometimes we think the most sensitive thing is to feel sorry for people rather than give you the agency to go, I'm living my life, and as young kids, I can only imagine how sensitive young kids are to that. So I think that's just such a great message, because there's another side to it, right? Is not everybody's going to be Kerwin and have this win a genetic lottery and be able to throw a shot put over a triple story house. Is some kids just have that, and we need to treat them with that, still give them that human agency. And I think that's a great message that you've kind of given us.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely true. We should all try and treat everyone equally. But I think another important thing is like education from parent side, because most of the time it's young kids who stay or would ask. they think they're speaking softly, but they would ask their parents, "Look, mom," or "Look, dad, look at his hand." And I think once a parent had that interaction, I think the education from there is very important.
So you think we put it like, what do you think could be possible steps? Maybe one or two things you might suggest. I mean, you've already suggested we can come and ask you, but is it something perhaps we put in the education system? Because it's difficult for that crossroads without it being in an education system. Where are most children most of the time? At school? What might you suggest might be a way to kind of break down this barrier from early on?
Yeah, I think it might be in the educational system already, but it's probably overlooked, as many things with disabilities. But maybe if you showing a documentary in class, or your child or someone asks you a question, why not? There's many videos online of paralympians or para athletes. Just show them a video and show them what we can do, instead of saying, don't ask them anything, leave them, don't ask questions. Just show them what we're capable of and make it known that we are just as capable as anybody else.
Speaking of which, hey, you're a living example. So I know people who played rugby, and I'm one of those people. Very, very mediocre at the game. Very, very mediocre. By the way, at one of the greatest rugby institutions on the planet, on planet Earth, at Paul Roos. How on earth were you playing second team rugby? Because it's, by the way, if you didn't go to a boys' school, Paul Roos is basically a professional rugby setup. If you're in the second team of Paul Roos, you're in a professional rugby team. Dude, I'm terrible with two hands. I'm awful with two hands. So, in fact, some of the people in the Springbok team are awful with two hands. How the hell are you playing rugby with one hand? Explain that to me. What is going on here?
I think that's probably where I hit the genetic lottery a bit. I do come from a rugby family, especially from my mom's side. My mom's father, my grandfather, was part of the coaching team who took the first Springbok 7 side overseas to Japan. And my uncle was a provincial coach, so all my cousins played rugby as well. So I think it's in my genes, and I think I was blessed in that point of view. But also growing up, we were a group of 5 cousins growing up, and the 4 of them, I was the youngest, the 4 of them were a year apart, like each, and then I was a bit later, 4 years to the closest one. But whether it be street cricket or touch rugby, which became contact rugby after too many frustrations, I was never treated differently by them. They treated me as they would each other. So I got bounced with tennis balls on the body.
That's awesome. Yes.
So yeah, I think that's where I developed the ability to play those kind of sports.
Hey, Kerwin, I don't want to trigger your memories of being bullied by your whole family, but
I wouldn't say bullied. It was just treated the same.
Oh, okay, sorry, but it sounds like they were just giving you the beatdown, and that beatdown probably stopped pretty quickly when you got like 12 or 13. It's like, hey, you know what? They probably didn't want any trouble. But listen, if you can hold your mic, because it's just scratching against your jacket a little bit. Okay, if you can just hold it, try and hold it. So yeah, there we go. That's perfect, because you got a great voice, a little Barry White going there, huh? I like it. We want to be able to hear that. Hey, that's awesome, because you hit the lottery. Because I've seen kind of, you got that barrel chest body. You got that. I was saying to somebody in the office today, we were talking about, we were pretty pumped that I was getting to talk to you. And I said, I was trying to describe your body shape. And I was like, the guy looks like a chiseled barrel. That's what your body looks like. It's like somebody has come and taken a huge barrel and put it between tree trunks. And I guess I'd describe your arms as Robocop's arms. That's what it looks like. Just a solid, you got that barrel body. So you were playing what position, Hal? At Paul Roos?
I was playing fullback, believe it or not.
Oh my gosh!
Wait,
how many kilograms were you in school?
That was before I picked up all this weight.
How many kgs were you in school?
In my matric year, I was about between 82 or 84, maybe 86.
That's incredible. I was 85 kilograms in matric. Are you telling me I was your weight in school?
I think I was. I might have. I don't think I was above 90 yet, but I might have been middle to high 80s.
And what are you weighing at it now? Triple figures, surely.
Triple figures.
Let's go. How much?
I'm currently 115.
Woo!
Trying to chisel back down to 110.
So what's fighting weight, huh? So is 110 when we're ready to go to Tokyo and win a medal? What's prime fighting weight when you're doing your thing?
So my last nationals or 2019's nationals, I was 106. But I think for Tokyo, I'll probably be between 108 and 110. I think that'll be fighting weight.
Oh, okay. So that's when you're at your prime. That's always great to chat to a triple figure man. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful story. South Africans, huh? You got to get to that triple figure mark. So talk me through. So this is wild. When I was looking up, under 16, 18, 20, and opens, shot put, and discus record. Or is that correct? That's two different disciplines, by the way.
Yeah, that's correct. That's I hold those national records. Yeah.
So, hey, what the hell are other guys doing? Well, what are you eating that they aren't? I mean, what the hell have they been doing for? Because, I mean, you were, how old are you now? 26. That was 10 years ago you set the under 16 record. It's 10 years. That's a decade.
I don't think the youngsters of today want to be throwers. They all want to be sprinters and have six packs.
Oh, that's what it is. It's Instagram. It's Instagram. They don't want that barrel body. It's Instagram. I hear. Dude, that's unbelievable. And so, talk to me. For some of us, obviously, most of the world, the media generally, I think it's getting better, but the media generally shows the Olympics, right? So we don't really get into the deeper elements. Your category is F46. Maybe we can quickly chat about that. Could you maybe just break down let's talk about what F46 is, and then maybe we can just talk about how they do categories. Maybe you could explain it to us in a way where idiots like me can understand.
Okay, so F46, my category is, the F stands for field, so field events. And F46 is for arm amputees, single arm amputees. That's what the number stands for. So, yeah, so basically it's divided into two first, T and F, so track and field. And then you start with a number. So the visually impaired athletes will be between 11 and 13. Cerebral palsy athletes will be between 34, 35 till 38, if I'm not mistaken. And then your amputees, whether it be leg, arm, single leg, double leg, above knee, below knee, will be anywhere between 40 up until, I think they changed the classifications up until 60 something. Yeah, then you have your wheelchair athletes who are different numbers again. And
okay, see, that makes sense. Till I obviously looked it up, I was like, I didn't know what was cooking there. Okay, I see how they do it now. So tell me something. I guess what's interesting to me when I'm hearing you saying 16, 18, 20 opens, 2 disciplines, winning that record. Like, I am the least disciplined human on planet Earth. Like, so when I was a child, right, is, those nightmare kids when you're walking and the shops know what they're doing when they put the sweets in the aisles. Like, I'm the nightmare kid, no discipline. And nothing's changed. Even now, terrible discipline. I eat terribly. Hey, it's a mess. It's a mess. So you don't have the time to hear my problems. Let's get into, how long have you been disciplined, dude? Because if you were, once again, I hate to harp on it, is you were an amputee and you were in the second team rugby. I imagine, listen, let's keep it real here now, is that's going to take extra work. I don't care what anybody says, that takes extra. Where did the discipline come from? Do you have a disciplined family? Are you just a disciplined human being? Because it seems that drive started early.
Yeah, I think I definitely come from a disciplined and driven family as well. My grandpa always used to tell a story when I was in grade R or preschool. On the jungle gym stuff, I think was climbing a tree. And one of the guys said that you can't climb up as high as me because you have one hand. And then my response to him was, I can climb higher than you. And then I went up and I did it. So I think I've always been driven in that sense. And I think the discipline comes from probably my competitiveness. I'm super competitive about everything. I guess that's why no one wants to be on my side when it comes to 30 seconds. Because I will let you know if you made a mistake or if you took too long.
Oh, nothing worse than a bad 30 seconds partner. Listen, I have kicked people off my team. Get the hell out of here. I want to win. So, okay, so you that guy, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately. Hey,
winning's an ugly business. There are winners and there are losers in life. 30 seconds, I don't want to lose. I'm not an idiot. My parents worked hard to send me to school. It's not my problem. You didn't listen. Get the hell out of my team if you don't want to win. So I'm with you there. So obviously, the drive is a given. But with you, Was it something where did your parents keep you close and they saw your talent and then they kept driving that, or was it something that came from somewhere within?
Yeah, no, they wouldn't keep me in or try and steer me in any direction in terms of sporting. Just they would literally, I was given freedom to make the choice myself. So like growing up, I was playing cricket, rugby, soccer. Yeah, and then I guess once I had the opportunity to represent my country in 2011 at the age of 17. I think that's when I decided, you know what, this is something that I can go further with, and I think that's what I'm going to pursue.
And was that shot put at that time, or was it discus as well?
It was both at that time, both.
So you represent South Africa in 2 disciplines at 17, huh?
Yeah.
And you were playing rugby at Port. That is so wild to me. Dude, you're talking to somebody who has never achieved a thing in their lives. I want to get out. I actually want to stop this interview right now and go and lift some weights until I can push and then go throw stuff over a house. Dude, you are so motivational. It is unbelievable. So at around 17 now, is that when it stops being like a sport, or recreational? When you go, was that when you went to the IWAS in the UAE at 17, or was that just after? When were you in the UAE for the first time?
It was that competition in the UAE.
Okay, so at 17, had you been taking it extremely seriously before, or did that take you to the next level, that exposure in UAE?
Yeah, so I wasn't taking it seriously back then. I would do athletics in summer and still do my rugby in winter. Even the following year in 2012, I would still do both sports. And then in 2013, my first year at Marty's, when I got the chance to represent South Africa at the World Champs, that's when I started taking it super seriously. So immediately after school, I stopped the rugby and I started taking athletics seriously. And yeah, the goal was always to go to Rio in 2016, but then unfortunately, my 2 disciplines weren't there in my classification. There was only javelin, and yeah, I'm not built. I'm not built for javelin. I'm not built for javelin, so I guess I have to wait another 4 years or now 5 years.
Hey, good thing you missed out on that, because they had they had their own little virus going on before COVID came in. I remember a lot of athletes pulling out. So good thing, get under some weights. Now you're going to be pushing 300. You're going to go to Tokyo, gold medal. I mean, it's a given. The story writes itself. So hey,
go.
From what I've picked up, hey,
I said, let's go.
let's go. Come on, bro. That's gonna happen. But now, from what I've picked up, a huge part is you're gonna need some cousins to bully you in the street and throw tennis balls at you. Get that mind strong, huh? I like that. So wherever your cousins are, shout out to them. Shout out to your older brothers. Shout out to the people that really gave you a little beat down in the streets there. It made you the man you are. So talk to me a little bit about this, though. We often kind of, when somebody achieves high, we always go, oh, they're just talented. Sometimes we forget the ugly side, right? Because at 17, 18, hey, testosterone filled. I've been to the Stellies campus. I know how it goes down. It seems like Stellies just has every single beautiful woman that's ever lived on planet Earth. They seem to gather them in a 5-kilometer square radius. At 18, instead of going to that lifestyle, let's call it that, you know what I'm talking about. We don't have to elaborate. Did somebody spot your talent and actually say, hey, Kerwin, if the goal is Tokyo, if the goal is Brazil, right? Rio, if the goal is Tokyo, if the goal is 2024, here's how we're going to have to do it? Or did you just decide yourself, that life's not for me, here's my goal? Was there a core team around you that spotted your talent? Was it a coach? Was there somebody who kept you on the right track?
Yes, I think my coach at the time played a big role in that because she went to the Paralympic Games as a coach the year before in 2012. So I think she obviously guided me when it comes to that. But irrespective if there's someone there to guide you or not, I think it comes down to self-discipline. I guess I always say if you if your reason and you know your why you're doing something is bigger than the external or the worldly things, you'll always stay on the right track and you'll stay motivated to do what's right and to get you where you want to go.
And talk to me about that why. I think that that's often what you hear from elite athletes like yourself is you need to keep that why in focus. Back then, what was it for you? Was it, we all have our motivations.
Yeah, so back then, I was pretty young still, and my main goal at the time was, just to keep representing my country, to keep wearing the green and gold, which is pretty big, and I'm always privileged and like happy for that opportunity. But I think as I've gotten older, the why has been to try and inspire more youngsters, especially youngsters with disabilities, to pursue their dreams and also bring people closer to God, because my faith is very important to me. And yeah, I think that's the main reason why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Dude, I'm a grandpa now. I just turned 34 this year. And you've inspired me. Forget about the youngsters, dude. Honestly, I'm like, if a human being can go and squat 230 kilograms, what am I doing with my life, huh? I need to shut the hell up. I need to shut the hell up and actually grind. And so, that inspiring the youngsters is what's quite awesome is your journey seems to be filled with another. I want to go back to this word because it's something I've never had, and I'm being very honest, is discipline, right? When you started winning, and the thing about you is, generally, when youngsters win, they generally get full of themselves. But you just started winning and you kept winning. Very few do that. And I mean, you could even go to the very top. There's only one Lewis Hamilton. There's only one Michael Schumacher. There's only one LeBron James. There's only one, Steph Curry. Like there's one Tiger Woods, Jack. You know what I mean? Is you didn't slack off. Now that's very interesting to me because you're the exception, not the rule. What is it for you that keeps you going? Because the training must be murder, dude. 10 years? Are you kidding me? What keeps you so focused? You got that intrinsic why, but what is it, dude? There must be something. Is there somebody at home? Is it a mom? Is it a dad? Is it a younger brother? You said the youngsters just now. Dude, you've been disciplined for 10 years at an elite level. Incredible.
Yeah, so I think for me, obviously my parents play a big role. So that's another reason I would love to be able to give back to them one day at the end of the day, to give back to them all that they've sacrificed for me. And also, I don't believe I'm at the top yet. I still have some boxes to tick, but I know once you get to the top, it's even harder to stay there. So many of your top athletes will say it's hard getting to the top, but it's much harder staying there. So I think that's what's keep driving, because as soon as you start to slack and you're on that level, there's people chomping at the bits, and they're gonna overtake you. So you have to keep working as long as you want to stay in the game.
And you spoke earlier, your coach from when you were young, is it the same coach now, or have you changed teams?
No, so I'm with a different coach now. My previous coach got married and moved to the farm.
Oh, marriage. Always going to ruin things. Or, hey, as soon as people get married, life goes off the tracks. Sorry. Your story. Sorry. See, that's my insecurities from youth. I come from a home of divorce. I shouldn't have made that your problem. Tell me about your new coach. And your old coach, by the way.
So my old coach, Corin Leroux, she's been a para-sport coach for very long. She's been the coach of Sizanele Tutu for many years. She put in with me, and yeah, my new coach, Daniel Damon. Yeah, great. We always have a fun time at training. There's always conversation flowing, and what's nice with him is we ask each other questions and we challenge each other regarding stuff. So yeah, we also try to continuously learn, and I think that's what's going to make us a very good combo moving forward.
Ah, dude, that's awesome. So it's kind of, so is that your personality style, huh? Because there's obviously different people like to be coached different ways. Some people like to really be coached, like, just grind. Some people so you like more that communication, sort of the back and forth kind of thing.
Yeah, so when I was younger, or when I was still in school, I would prefer that grind and just tell me what to do, and I'll put my head down and I'll do it. Where as I'm growing, as I'm learning myself, because I'm a coach as well now, I like to ask questions and be intuitive about things, and find the reason behind why we are doing certain things. So that's the way I look at training sessions these days.
So what's the peak for a putter and somebody who as a discus thrower? What is the peak age generally? When are guys at their absolute apex? Because you're 26 now.
Yeah, so I believe the peak age for throwers is around between 28 and 34, if I'm not mistaken. So that's when they say males are generally the strongest, and being a strength and power event, I think that's when the males generally peak.
So now, what is the Africa mark? No big deal. You're also the Africa champ. No big deal. Just throw that in there on top of dominating the whole of South Africa for 10 years. No big deal. So what is the mark currently that you've set in Africa? Both discus and put?
So I don't have the African record for the disc, only the South African. For the shot, the African mark.
How embarrassing.
14.5.
You're only the best in South Africa. Okay. So, I mean, it's unbelievable. The way you just said that, it's like, I don't have the African record. I'm only the best in South Africa. I'm only better than 60 million people. No big deal. Sorry, I interrupted you there. Sorry, the Africa mark for
shot is 14.53 meters.
That's 14 meters. That is so insane, dude. And how heavy is the shot put?
The shot put, which I use in my classification, is 6 kilograms.
Oh my God. I can't even get a frisbee that far. Seriously, I can't throw a frisbee that far. 14 kilograms. That is, oh man, that's, dude, I am, I told you, bag of bones. When I hear this, I'm just like the least manly man in the world. By the way, for me, this is like a grizzly beard, right? If the aliens came down to this planet and they said, all right, we want your best and brightest, I'm out here. I'm one of the guys tilling the field. They're taking you to reproduce with all the alien folks. Like, this is what a man should look like. I'm so happy for you, dude. I like, good for you. Great. Oh man, I love that. I love that grind. So we're having a different conversation now because you've done the hard work. Nobody can question that. Nobody can say, oh, he's a big talker. Just go Google, go look at the numbers. But now we're talking about becoming a Paralympian, right? And I've had the privilege of being around a few of you types of animals where you transition from being a top athlete to a Paralympian. Am I correct in saying being a top athlete and being and let's call you what you're on, an Olympian level or Paralympian, now we make that switch over to the elite of the elite? Are you doing anything differently? Are you and your coach thinking differently? What are the marks we're looking to get to in both disciplines to really compete? Because you're top 20 in the world, I believe, but we know where you want to go over the next 6 years. What mark are you looking to get to? And have you made a mind switch to becoming a Paralympian now?
So, yeah, it's true what you say. The difference between, being the top or being a national athlete versus being a Paralympian is it's a big step, although it's only it's one step away. It's quite a big deal. So for me, the preparation and the processes stay the same because, that's been the goal ever since I've started. So we've been in that mindset for very long. The only thing that differs is just time, trying to get more sessions in, trying to get more quality sessions in with the body recovering as well. And I can't wait for that experience at my first Paralympic Games, hopefully next year. It's just I can't wait to soak it all in and just enjoy the 8 or 9 years of grinding for that moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, marks that I was looking to hit. If Tokyo was happening this year, I was looking to hit 1550 in the shot. But being next year, I would like to ask questions around that 16-meter mark. Yeah. So at the moment, the focus is more on shot put because at Tokyo they don't have discus in my category. So the focus is strictly on shot put for now. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's because a guy like you probably throw it out the country. Japan's a tiny country. Probably throw it out the stadium into the water. How are you going to measure it there? Can't measure that. Hey, that's awesome, man, because we often, once again, on the outside, not many of us are 1 percentile athletes like you, is we sometimes forget it's incremental. It's every day for the last 6 years. You've been making small, good decisions to get here. It's not just a talent thing. And it's really, really awesome when work starts to pay off. So, hey, talk to me about when you lace it up. Do you have to lift with a power belt thing?
Like, you don't have to. There are guys that do it. Yeah, but
do you do it?
No. I don't do it.
Do you do this thing here? Where you do you have to slap your legs like that.
I do give my quad a light tap after I choke my hand and choke my neck.
Oh yes, because once that's it, get the chalk. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
But I'm not a loud guy, sir, so I don't do that much shouting. I rather want the result on the board to do the talking for me.
Oh, I like that. Talk to me about a day now, because you're what you are now. We are working towards you get the mindset right, and then it becomes the truth. Working towards becoming a Paralympic athlete. Talk to me, or talk to all of us, from Monday to the next Monday. What does your week look like daily? Who plans it? Do you plan it? Does the coach plan it? To take us through it. What does it look like Monday to Sunday? And then we roll over to the next Monday.
So I'll usually plan it with my coach and with my strength and conditioning trainer. I'm slightly different than many athletes. Some athletes like training on a Saturday as well, and they'll have a break midweek, where I like to finish Friday off so that I have 2 days to recover before I start on Monday again, just to switch the mind off over the weekend. So usually it'll be minimum of 5 throwing sessions, so Monday to Friday, and then 3 gym sessions as well. But as we get closer to competitions, the days are usually a morning throw session. After the throw session, have a gym session, then go back, have lunch, recover, and then late afternoon you have just a quick technique session focusing on some drills.
It's Monday. And when did you say you like your rest day again?
Saturday and Sunday, I like resting, just switching off completely before I eat it again on Monday.
Wow. So you hit it 5 days and you just add it, huh? That is awesome, dude. That is so. Hey, here's the thing about you, which I'll be honest, makes me, I want to support you, makes me hate you a little bit, is you are also not dumb, which is quite annoying. So you are, hey, are you married? Single, married? Is this something you can discuss? Because, I mean, you're a Paralympic athlete, probably a hot property around the Stellenbosch Marties area.
I'm not married. I do have a girlfriend. Yeah, she probably wants to get married sooner than I do, but that's a story for another day.
Wow, what a platform to let her know that's gonna be on hold. So listen, how long is that? I when I see talent, I'm always like, you should get your parents involved, because that's a long journey. Is especially guys like you. I'm like, oh, that's a 1% athlete. We had Lawrence Britton on here the other day. I don't know if you know him, the rowing guy. He's mental. He's got like a whole family of guys that are Olympians. And I said, people like you shouldn't get to pick your partners. Shout out to your lady. What's her name?
Tatum.
Is Tatum an athlete herself? I mean, what are we doing here? Like, we got to pick. We want to try and make X-Men and gold medalists. Tatum, we're gonna have to do some gene selection here. With all due respect.
She used to be a swimmer, but she's a teacher currently. So.
Oh, brains. Yes. Okay, that can work. All right, Tatum, you can stay. Okay, good. Hey, we got to be real about this thing. Is we cannot waste your genes. I will not have that. And Mrs. Noemdo, if you are watching this, please all ladies that are allowed in this near your son, we need to make sure that the genes are good. But we got a teacher, brains. Plus, you're not a dummy, by the way. BSc, huh? Talk to us about that. Conservation ecology. I mean, that is not easy. A BSc is not easy. How did you balance being, hey, no worries, I'm the best, putter and discus thrower in South Africa for 10 years, but then I'm also studying a BSc. Talk to me. What are you? Please don't tell me you did that in 4 years straight without failing a single subject.
No. So it is a 4 years honors degree, but I did it in 5 years. So I took an extra year for a scenic route. I failed 1 or 2 subjects in my first year. But yeah, it comes down to time management, and that's the biggest thing. And like you said earlier, just gotta put your head down and grind. You have to get it done.
I needed you around for the first, so I failed 2 years of university. I need you. Where were you then? That's the problem. You weren't here to actually tell me what to do. Starting to wonder, hey, is this guy on my side or not? I mean, geez. Start just squatting 230, huh? Just unbelievable. So, man, I'm so happy for you, dude. And you seem like such a cool guy. You're taking it all in your stride. You know, you haven't. It doesn't seem like it's gotten to your head. Maybe your cousins are still bullying you. I don't know what's going on. That's keeping you humble. I mean, I don't want to, I don't want to comment on that or trigger you. But you seem like a guy who's taking your stride, dude. I love that, and because sometimes we get to work with athletes, and I'm sure you've seen, you're always around talent that can go to people's heads. So I'm really, really happy for your core team that you've managed to keep it kind of together. And of course, you've just signed a deal, and I think it's an exciting time for you. You and Accelerate Sport, you've come together. Talk to me about the relationship with Accelerate Sport. Where are we going with that? And what is it that brought you guys together? And what's the vision?
Yeah, so I'm extremely grateful for Accelerate Sport that they're willing to take me on as an athlete. And I think Matt and Katleo and the rest of the team, they are doing a great job. And I think the vision we have is I told them in our first meeting that we had is, I want to change the way the Paralympic movement is seen in the country, and get more people talking about para athletes, just going to better athletes, and just getting us on a level where we should be, where we should have been years ago. Getting the recognition as a team that we should have been received, and just leveling the playing fields in terms of able-bodied athletes or differently able-bodied athletes, because we work just as hard to get on that level. Some of us will argue we harder to get on that level. I think the vision is just to be a pioneer in the Paralympic movement with the help of the team at Accelerate Sports. And at the end of the day, look back and say, we genuinely made a difference for future para athletes.
And I think you've opened the door. I'm going to walk right through it. Let's talk about those support structures. And number one, where do we start? Because it's just, listen, you don't have to say this. You busy training to be a Paralympian. We need you to go and do your thing. I'm a loudmouth idiot. I can say it. It's not acceptable what's happening right now. Right? I will say it. By the way, let me make it very clear, because people will try and clip things. I will say it. It is unacceptable. Unacceptable the way we treat our athletes in this country. Unacceptable. There's no ifs. I don't want to muck about on this one. It is unacceptable the way we treat our athletes. In your eyes, what would you like to see realistically within the next, let's be realistic, 10 years? Small goals, 1 or 2 things that you think we need to take seriously. The support, yes, we can say it for you. What can be one step forward where we make the first step?
Well, I think the first step for me is not even, shouldn't be that big of a step, is getting the same coverage at the national champs. Meaning, so if the quality is there, let the country see the same amount of para athletes as you do over the able-bodies. Yeah, I know in some countries they are all governed by the same federation, so the national champs there's one national champs for everyone. Able-bodied and para-athletes compete at the same national champs, which I think should is it's just amazing because you immediately open so many people's eyes. So that's one thing I think we can do is increase the coverage, and then having big big private corporates not hiding behind the term of viewership, or saying we're not household names yet, because I mean, what's stopping certain people from building their brand with your brand together and changing the way
Sure.
the Paralympic movement is seen? Yeah, because for me, like you said earlier, I just it's sad for me to see medal winners and medal contenders, struggling to even find a kit sponsor. I mean, what what more do the brands want? So yeah, but I believe that the movement will change, and
Yeah.
I would like to believe that we'll get there in the future.
And I'm looking forward to being a part of that journey. Look, I think that's a very, very powerful way what you've just put it, dude. So, dude, that was awesome. I think, dude, the way you speak, I think it comes so naturally. I think for some people who try and force it, I think we're just somebody who we should, get behind. So we've just met. So I don't want people thinking I'm just on your side gassing you up. What you've just said, that's moving stuff, dude. Very, very powerful. And I think, what I love about it, not hysterical, really presidential the way you speak. And I love that, bro. And it doesn't sound like you're saying you want 8 Teslas and a 30,000 square foot house. You're just saying you want to be able to train, feed yourself, recover. I mean, you're asking for fundamentals, the ABCs. I don't think that is ridiculous. I mean, everything you're saying sounds completely doable. So, hey, big up to you. And I'm looking forward to being a part of that journey. I mean, we here, I plan to do my job. So my job's a little easier than yours. I don't have to actually squat a small car 5 times a week. I just sit and run my mouth, which is pretty fun. So, dude, absolutely. Wow. That is incredible. And also, so another part of the movement you are. So you're coaching, huh? Or what sports are you coaching there?
So I'm coaching shot put and discus as well. Some primary school kids and high school athletes. Yeah, I don't think I'll be coaching anyone sprinting yet. So I'm focusing on the throws because that's where my expertise lies. And yeah, just trying to give back and trying to pass my knowledge on.
Yeah, hey, listen, tough to have you as a coach because how does my coach throw further than me? That's tough. That's tough. That sets a standard. Now, stern but fair. Stern but fair. Stern but fair. Stern but fair. If I can, because really what you're saying is, hey, I wouldn't ask you to do anything I wouldn't do. So, if you're throwing it at what, 16, huh? That's what we're aiming for in Tokyo next year. That is phenomenal. Yeah, hey, that's awesome. So, talk to me about your family. It's what, your brother, mom, dad?
Yeah, so it's my mom, dad, and my older brother, the 4 of us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, very close knit family, and I can't say how much I'm grateful and thankful for all their support and sacrifices over the years. Yeah, so I think I'm like I owe them dearly. So wherever I can help, I try to help out. And yeah, just trying to live a life which they can be proud of.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I mean, that is a fuel that'll never run out, the love of a family. So now, is your brother also, has he got that barrel build, or have you outgrown him now?
No, so he's always been bigger than me. He was a front rower in school, so I could never bully him.
Sorry to hear it. Sorry to hear it. T's and P's, thoughts and prayers out there, bro. Oh, so you're gonna be catching lefts and rights probably till you 60, huh? Tough ride.
That's I'm
tough ride. But
trying to knuckle down on the younger cousin, but he's outgrown me as well. He's much taller than I am, so I'm fighting a losing battle.
Hey, so what is it? Are you guys just a family of Hulk Hogan's? Huh? Like, what's going on there? Are you all? Is it just a bunch of guys? Huh? Bunch of real good stock.
The genetic lottery.
Hey, listen. You thought I was joking earlier. Maybe after the call, I get your mom's email. We start putting a list together. You and Lawrence Britton. I already told Lawrence Britton he may have to break up with his lady because she wasn't genetically up to it. He didn't really like that. But it's not about me. I said to Lawrence, it's not about me. It's about creating the next gold medal winners for South Africa. It's a bigger cause. So maybe if I could just, it's not about me, is we get you out the way, me and your mom, we sit, we look at the family, the boys, and then we look at the ladies, and we will filter it out because sometimes you guys don't make good decisions. You're trying to get a BSc, you're trying to win gold medals, so you got a lot to do. We'll take care of the partners that are allowed in from here. So please, just let's be professional about this. Let's take it as seriously as you take throwing a 6-kilogram ball 16 meters, huh? How about that?
Unfortunately, the majority of the guys are either married or have a lady, so
Oh, let me tell you, my mom always says it's never too late to do the right thing. So I'm not casting any aspersions to any of the ladies. I'm just saying it's science. Hey, you're a BSc student. Science doesn't care about your opinion. I think the ladies will understand. You know, that if they got good guys like you, they're reasonable people. Hey, Kerwin, you're the guy, bro. And you know what? I just want to say something to you. When I'm listening to your story, it doesn't sound like success is new to you. And there's very few people in life that I know where they've been consistently. I mean, if you've been doing it since under 16, it means there's something that separates you. And it's not a talent. I'm sorry. Your talent has a cap. Then it's about mindset, as you were saying earlier. And it's absolutely admirable because making the bad decisions. I'm a good example. I was low talent, low character, making bad decisions when I was younger. So I know how easy it is to make bad decisions, and they're so easy. You're in a university environment. And listen, we also got to talk the truth, right? Is when a hero looks like you, it makes a big difference. You know, is if I'm black and I get to work with Gareth Cliff, it's a little different. I gotta move different. I understand. I got to move different. There's somebody behind me. So for me, I'm so grateful. And I want to thank you now for people who'll never get a chance to thank you, because there's a 6-year-old who'll get to see this. There's a 5-year-old who'll get to see this, who may feel, maybe my amputation, whatever it may be, and feel insecure. But they go, hey, that guy looks like me. Oh my goodness, look at him. Look at what he's doing. I can do that. I can blaze that path, you know? And so I want to thank you on their behalf, dude, because most people will never get to you and get to thank you. But I want to thank you on their behalf for what you're doing. Don't let for a day. And I know it must be tough when you're in the trenches. Sometimes you feel alone, and sometimes you feel like, I bet you have these days. But I want to thank you on their behalf and personally for choosing the path of being a role model, because you don't have to. I just want to state my position. Sportsmen don't have to be role models. People, raise society, raise your own kids. But it's special when one does choose it. So on their behalf, on society's behalf, on South Africa's behalf, I want to thank you, dude. I really, from the bottom of my heart, it's unbelievable to me, your journey to where you are now. And it makes no sense to me. The support has to come. It's natural. It's natural. So thank you and much love, dude.
Thanks, MK. Yeah, really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And yeah, like sharing the stories on your platforms like yours are the stepping stones. And yeah, just thank you for your message. It really means a lot. And yeah, it's messages like that makes you keep going. And like you said, it's those messages that draw you through those days when you're feeling down, feeling at the bottom of the trenches. It's those messages which just, you know, keep motivating you. And yeah, I can't thank you enough for that message. And yeah, let's hope we can inspire more people.
It's going to happen. So here's the thing. Between you and I, no one's listening. When you win your second gold medal, because obviously you're going to win in Tokyo, I'd like one so we can both wear it to the shops and just roll together? Like, is that going to be your thing? When you win in Tokyo, are you just going to wear your gold medal to the shops, wear it to maybe, I don't know, to the cobbler, get your shoes redone? Maybe, hey, I saw your Instagram, you're a basketball fan, so maybe you can wear it with all your basketball jerseys. Like, I would wear an Olympic medal to every single place in the world. Like, when you win that gold medal, what do you think you're going to do with it? Put it in a safe, give it to your mom? What's going to happen?
Yeah, you probably we'll probably give the first one to my parents. Dedicate the first medal to them. Yeah, give them a nice framed medal with my vest, and because I mean they most of the reason why I'm here. So yeah, the first one will definitely go to them. The second one we can maybe think about wearing it around and showing it off, but yeah, that's not who I am. So yeah, it'll probably be kept in a safe somewhere and show my kid one day.
Yeah. Hey, Kerwin, I'm not a fussy guy. Don't worry about wearing it around. We melt it down and I get a grill. Dude. I'm just saying, there's no bad ideas in brainstorming. Listen, you're busy in trenches training right now. I don't want you overthinking it. Don't worry about it. We'll worry about it when you win the second one. And by the way, I was just going to say, when you give your parents the vest, it's probably useful. If they get a little bit chilly with your barrel chest, it's really like another blanket, right? So they can use it for two things. Kerwin, dude, you have been so gracious with your time, bro. And you know what I love is it's so cool to chat to somebody who, you're a serious athlete by international standards. You don't take yourself too seriously. You're willing to laugh at yourself. And that tells me about somebody's character. So I really appreciate you. Can you take some questions from the beloved public before I let you go? I know we've already basically been through the whole Godfather series here. That's how long this podcast has been. But can we take some questions before we let you go?
Yes, of course.
All right. Listen, so please, Dave, clip that, because, by the way, that was just so if your lady breaks up with you for being away this long, I don't want it to be our fault. What is your lady's name again? Tatum. So just to be clear, you heard him. He said he can take questions. MKT, not his fault. Hey, I'm not the Paralympian here. I'm not the guy making the calls. Hey, let's get to the questions and then we'll let you go, brother. Dave, what we got for the champ? The Rig says, is it true that it's illegal for you to do squats in Talbach because it causes disturbances in the geographic fault? You're causing tremors in the mountains. That's the type of people we got watching this show, dude.
It's actually funny. Actually, I think it was last year. I went on a weekend away to Tolbach, and the house where we were staying, the stove, the glass on top of the stove broke. So maybe Tolbach didn't want me in that area for too long.
Like, oh my God, who did this? Oh no, I heard it's that guy who can lift a car. Oh, that makes sense. Unbelievable. Whatever, he's going to win a gold medal. Doesn't matter. Let it go. All right, so Tolbach knows about you, huh? Yeah, dude. It's going to happen. What you going to do? Listen, heavy machinery. It's going to break some stuff. Yeah. And hey, what do they say? No eggs, no omelet. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Pirate Play says, how do the distances for Paralympic distances for shot put compare to Olympic throws? If they are comparable, could you compete at the Olympics instead? Very interesting question.
Yeah, very good question. So, the distances obviously differ per class or per category. So that's one way to look at it. And even if I was on throwing close to their distances, another thing to factor in is my implement that I use is different to the Olympic implement. And each category, each classification has a different size, a different implement. So that's another way that we differ. But I think especially for throwing events, ARB amputees have it very tough in terms of imbalances. So yeah, there is some differences, but it's all, I think that's where the classification comes in keeping it all on a level playing field.
So just before we move on, I can see what happened in that first year when you failed those two subjects. Just a reminder that microphone of yours, not to rub it on your jacket. I see how you failed those two subjects now. Sorry, I don't mean to bully you like your cousins did in the streets with a tennis ball, but it's just a reminder. Shout out, a young reminder. Yeah, just a. Okay, so but has there been an incident, or an occasion where I mean, a non, a differently abled athlete has gone on to compete at the Olympics. A para athlete has gone to compete at the in either discus or shot put.
So I'm pretty sure there has not been a thrower who's competed in both. Um, yeah, we all know about the sprinter who has, but I don't think a thrower has. I don't think a
Me too.
thrower has competed in the Olympics and Paralympics yet.
All right. Yeah. Listen, try and stay out of jail. Yeah, not a good way to do it. China, my China says, can we get your thoughts? Oh, wow. Okay, well, there you have it. I'm going to read the questions as they come in. Can we get your thoughts on Oscar as a fellow para-athlete before the whole debacle? Was he a role model? If so, was it a massive letdown when he turned out the way he did? Now, that is, I don't know if you're in a position to answer that.
Yeah, I don't know him personally. Only met him once, so I'm not in a position to talk regarding that. But I guess he was a role model for many youngsters growing up. And like you said, sports people don't have to be role models, but irrespective of what happened, I'm sure there are still many good things and good memories that he has left on the track, which people can draw from.
Hey, what a story, huh? Oscar Pistorius. Dave, what we got next for the champ? The rig. I don't know much about track and field training, but I love watching. Looking at the records tumbling and the marks you mentioned, I was wondering, do records ever tumble in training unofficially?
Yeah, so I before lockdown, I was in a very good space, and I threw further than my personal best. So often, if you're in a good space or if you're leading up to a competition phase and you do measure or you do time yourself, there will be, if you're really in a good space, you will see that the records can be broken. But yeah, it's obviously unofficially, and it's between you and the coach. And then it's just waiting to do it on the big stage where it can be marked and ratified for officially.
So, hey, that's interesting, right? Because your sport, people think it's just barrel-chested dudes throwing 6 kilograms, but really it's a technique sport, right? If I understand correctly, it's really more technique. Of course, the power matters, but it's a highly, highly tiny little movements make a world of difference. Tiny little techniques. So, for you, is it about staying calm enough to get into the flow of maintaining your technique, or is it just about getting that power when the event matters? I mean, how do you make sure that on match day you perform?
Yeah, so it is a lot about technique, and mostly about technique actually. But it's finding that perfect balance between, finding your rhythm, getting your flow, and then at the optimal moment, having max power and max explosiveness at the point of release. But the majority is about finding your rhythm. I mean, if your rhythm is there, the rest will come. And yeah, like you said, most people think it's just a bunch of big guys throwing a ball around or throwing a disc around. But there's actually a nice video of one of the guys who compete in World's Strongest Man who tried to throw a shot put, and it didn't go very far.
Oh man, that's so great! Like a bunch of meatheads thinking they could compete with you guys. Unbelievable. Biscuit Eater says, how much of a mental blow was the cancellation of the Olympics for you? What steps did you take to keep yourself on the level and stay motivated?
Okay, yeah, for me it was quite a heavy blow at first, because like we said, Tokyo was going to be hopefully be my first Paralympic Games, and it's been an 8-year journey for me since 2012. So initially it was quite tough, and was a tough pill to swallow because, I was putting all my eggs in one basket and just focusing on Tokyo. But and obviously it was the right decision because, public safety and athletes' health always comes first. But once I was over my initial sadness, I realized that it's just everything happens for a reason and it gives me time to prep myself more. And how I stayed motivated was just, the dream didn't change, the goal didn't change. It's just simply the date. So the grind continues. Every day is another step closer to it. Same fate, different date is what I've been telling myself to keep me going.
Yeah. I love that, man. I'm going to start measuring out my grill now. Just listen to you talk. Just measure out my grill. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be sick. Hey, 2 more questions and then we'll let you get back. Hopefully you are still in a stable relationship. Can't blame me though. Ace in the Sleeve says, I have played sport with several arm amputees and was always impressed by their lack of excuses and sheer determination on the field. At home, though, do you ever get out of chores like dishes? Here, hey, let's talk the truth now.
That is a hard negative from my side.
Oh, wow. Oh, so your mom wasn't having that, huh?
No. I remember when I was very small, I couldn't reach something out of the cupboard, or I couldn't push it. I needed to hold something with 2 hands, and then I asked the mom, "Can you come help?" And she was like, "Nope, figure it out yourself. You can do it. Just figure it out."
Stern but fair. Hey, it ain't easy making a champion. It ain't easy. I don't know if you can mention your mom's name, but shout out to your mom. She raised the champion. Good for her. Yes, Mrs. Right? Noemdo. Good for her. Noemdo. Good for her, dude. Good for her. Get it yourself. Get the hell out of here. Hey, so you were taken from all sides, huh? If it wasn't your cousins, it was your mom basically elbow dropping you from the top rope. Love it. I love it. Hey, iron sharpens iron. I love your mom for it.
That's true.
The Rig says, is it true that a discus you threw was mistaken for a Falcon X-Launch? So, oh man, that's just unbelievable. I mean, this is the type of thing I'm pretty sure you get this kind of all the time, huh?
Actually, not that often.
It's unbelievable. But these are the types of people who watch. Bro, you're the guy. You're the guy, and for me, I don't like to give compliments. Like it's wasted if it's not real. You're the guy. You're the real deal. The real deal isn't. You don't find it often. You are the guy, bro, and we're behind you. And I mean, we'll keep chatting, of course. And I can't wait to follow the journey. Number 1 for my grill, but number 2 because there's the beauty. I mean, hey, listen. I'm still a man. I still want to get that grill. I'm still single, by the way, so I need a grill, and then I'll be like, hey, this is a gold medal. Happened in Tokyo. You're the guy. Thank you very much, dude. You've been so gracious with your time. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your family, and I know they're proud of you. And it's only the beginning. We're only at 26, folks. Look at that face. It's going to, you know what? For me, the process. Folks, everybody at the top doesn't talk about the result. They talk about the process. So we support our champions through the process. The outcomes, all right, there's things we can't control. The process. Let's get behind our champions. South Africa, great country, great people, great champions. My guy, you're an absolute pleasure to have spoken to. It has been an honor to meet you and an honor to have you on.
Thanks, Mulilo. Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kerwin Noemdo. Yeah, hey, I got a grill out of it. You're my guy now. Have a great training. I mean, hey, he'll be back. Kerwin will be back. Absolute pleasure to have Kerwin on. Ladies and gentlemen, I am MKT. This has been the MKT show. We will see you on the other side tomorrow. Possibly one of the hardest men to ever play rugby. Corné Kruger. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, been the MKT show. See you tomorrow.